And now, welcome to the Initiative National Debat Competition INDC 2024. It's very good to see you all here again. Before we start, we'll make clear that you are joining the round 32, Session 1, Room B. This afternoon, we will watch an interesting match between Team Albatross from Kantor Cabang Depok, Kedeputian Wilayah 5, as the affirmative house. Give some noise to the Team Albatross. Supporter, you can open your mic.
Yay!
Go Albatross!
We're here!
Thank you very much for the cheers.
Go!
Yes, thank you. Now, the Albatross versus Singaraja run happily from Kantor Cabang Singaraja, Kedeputian Wilayah 11 as negative house. Give some applause.
Go, Singaraja, go!
Singaraja, where your supporter. Okay, thank you. This afternoon, but first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kira from Kantor Cabang Mataram, neighbor of Singaraja. And I will be your moderator this afternoon and co-hosted by Mas Izam from Korpu as an operator Zoom. And then I would like to say hi to our honorable adjudicator. We have two honorable adjudicator for this session. First, I want to say hi to Miss Lily. Hi, Miss Lily. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Have a great debate this afternoon.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello,
you.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, the next adjudicator, we have Mr. Hendra. How are you, sir?
Awesome, Mas Kira. Have a great debate for all of you. Cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Hendra. Now, once again, thank you for joining this session. And thank you for giving your precious time to watch this session. And here we have two teams have joined. Now, allow me to introduce the contestant. First, from the Albatross team as the affirmative house, we have Miss Fenike Damayanti as first speaker.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. Now we have Miss Nadia Kairunisa as the second speaker.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you. And we have the third speaker, Mr. Ferry Antonius.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you. And also we are accompanied by their counselor, Miss Else Teresia. Are you here with us, Miss?
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you. Now we are moving to the opposition to the negative house. Singaraja Jalan Happily, we have Luh Aris Ariandini as first speaker.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you. And next we have Mr. Igederion as the second speaker. Please open your mic.
Hi everyone. Hi.
Thank you. And the third speaker we have Miss Endang Triana.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Adjudicator. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. And also we have their counselor, Mr. Putu Erika Apriana.
Hello.
Thank you. And I want to say hello to all the audience in the Zoom meeting. To all the audience in the chat box as well. Now, before we start, allow me to read some rules for all participants. First, no participants are allowed to open their microphone before their own turn. Second, team member must rename themselves with format. 3. Each team member join with their own Zoom account, not allowed to join in sharing account. The 4th, the operator may do the necessary things to make sure that this session runs smoothly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and our honorable adjudicator. Without any further ado, let's start the debate this afternoon. First, I would like to read the motion. The motion for this afternoon is, this House believes that the government should put a restriction to having on social media, where the definition, age restriction for social media account refer to policy that specify a minimum age requirement for individual to create or use account on social media platform. In today's digital age, the widespread influence of social media and individual, especially young people, require a careful examination on its effect. The affirmative House must demonstrate that these restrictions are essential to safeguard children and teenagers from potential harm and risks associated with. Okay, Speaker, I hope everyone is prepared for today's motion and use your time wisely. The first chance of speaking comes to the first speaker of affirmative House. Are you ready?
Ready?
Okay. Mr. Azam, timer, please.
I'm sorry. Is it
Yes.
my voice audible?
Yes, it's clear enough.
Okay.
Ms. Azam, please reset the timer, please. Okay. Timer ready? Miss Bro Azam. Okay, thank you. Now you have.
Yeah, okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon for our honorable adjudicator, moderator, and my respected affirmative House and negative House, and of course, all of the Duta BPJS Kesehatan that joined this debate in this morning. Today, in this motion, this House would infirm support of implementing age restriction for social media platform account. The government will be going over how the government rules to protect the citizen from harms and dangers that could happen from social media if these age restrictions are not implemented on social media platform. Ladies and gentlemen, before going on my constructive speech, I will be defining the motion first. According to the book written by B.K. Lewis, 2010, social media is a term referred to digital technologies that have the potential to connect everyone, and allow me to emphasize this word, and enable them to interact, produce, and share content. And what about the children and teenagers? Children are typically defined as individuals with development period, which are heavily dependent on adults for care, protection, and guidance. And also the teenagers marked as transitional phase between childhood and adulthood and show increasing autonomy and independence while still requiring support and guidance. From this definition, we get picked the same highlight word that children and teenagers is very requiring care, protection, and guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, based on Indonesian Child Protection Commission research, say that violence in media trigger children to become a criminal. The article show how bad the media social give the big impact for children and the teenager. And according to BPS Statistic Indonesian data in 2021, research about 88.9% most of Indonesia children and teenagers have used social media. That was a crazy number for social media with full of prohibited behavior that harm the children. And we have 3 reasons why age restriction are necessary. The first one, to protect our children from inappropriate content, including explicit content, cyberbullying, and online predator. The second one, to promote healthy and development, because excessive social media use can negatively impact the child mental health, sleep pattern, and academic performance. But the last but not least, the build the responsible digital citizenship. And the reality social media
Your
is dangerous
time is
for
up.
every meme, and proved by the news that I said before. Thank you.
Thank you for Miss Fenike. Now we are moving to the first speaker of Negative House. The times begin when you start speaking.
Good afternoon, everyone, and honorable adjudicators. I'm Iris as a first speaker from the Negative House. Okay, let's take my time to give you some opinion about what the first speaker say in affirmative house. If you say social media is harmful children, I think social media is charm if we use it wisely. Okay, it's my first sentence. And if age restriction policy for social media account, we strongly disagree with this motion, and we believe this system doesn't work effectively. Why I do say that? This policy is too weak and has a negative impact if our children or teenager can bypass the system. Currently, as we know, some social media has a required minimum age for using an account, okay? And it still doesn't work effectively. In study released by Facebook, it was found that 7.5 million Facebook users under 13 years old. In Indonesia, in 2017, based on data by in the group age 9 until 18 years old, it was about 93% using social media. And based on the central agency in 2021, note that majority in children aged 5 years old and over using social media, and the percentage reached 88.99%. This data show us that our children lie about their age. They manipulate their age, and this is very dangerous. Okay? If social media easy peasy to make an account, okay, and it make a bad habit to our children, what is the impact? It makes our children and teenagers use social media out of control without supervision and guidance from their parents. We realize it more harmful, okay, because we make our children serve social media alone. So a system that is supposed to protect our children or teenagers from the potential risk and harm is not achieving that goal. Based on what I say, our second speaker will tell you details about the data. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Luke Aris from the Negative House. Now we are moving to the second speaker of the Affirmative House, to Miss Nadia. Your time begins when you start speaking.
Good afternoon, the honorable adjudicators and all audiences. Thank you for the change. First of all, I want to argue the statement from the first speaker of Negative House. The first speaker mentioned that it's ineffective to use social media, but we have some data that related to steps to deal with the negative content side. The government, together with more than 60 institutions, civil society, NGO, universities, including the Indonesian film artists, have formed a national cybersecurity literacy movement. And according to Lenny and Rosalind, Deputy for Child Growth and Development at the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and Child Protection, has also reminded parents not to be tech savvy. They must follow the development of children's social media in order to prevent its negative impact. As a parent, I will provide the best choice with the minimum weakness to build my children's creativity. The honorable adjudicators and all audiences, as the first speaker of my team said in the opening before, we have considered that there are so many bad impacts of using social media at the wrong age. According to Richard, based on his journal from Royal Australasian College of Physicians in 2015, the health impact of social media on children and young people was greatest on mental health, and specifically in the areas of self-esteem and well-being. And besides that, based on International Journal of Lingo and Technology in April 2024 by Wahyuni, social media does have a significant impact on the learning process of children at age 6 till 12 years. Not only impact to mental health and learning process problem, the wrong use of social media at children age can also cause violence. According to the Indonesian Child Protection Commission, or KPAI, in the last 7 years, the number of cases of child abuse reached around 26,000 cases. It's really amazing number. Compared to other countries, actually, there are several developed countries that have been implemented the age restriction to access social media, like United States in 1998, Australia in 2015, and France in 2023. And I believe Indonesia can be equal to developed countries that care about their young generation. The honorable adjudicators and all audiences, we have to put our helicopter view in the highest level to find the perfect solution to this problem. We are not talking about a small case, but we are talking about a massive problem that can occur in 1 or 2 decades after if we obey about this condition. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in this flight. I believe that all audience here, including adjudicators, all of mother, father, and all of parents in Indonesia, and also around the world, agree with my team statement that we strongly support the government to create regulation about age restriction to access social media. Thank you.
Thank you for Ms. Nadia. Now we are moving to the second speaker of the negative house. To Mr. Gederion, your time to begin when you start speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and worthy opponent, as the second speaker of negative house, I'm here to address the point raised by the affirmative house and enforce our stance that age restriction on having social media account are not effective. Our opponent have argued for age restriction on having social media accounts, citing data about harms and risks faced by children online. However, this data is actually support our argument. Even with age restriction in place, many children still access social media platform. This demonstrates the ineffectiveness of age restriction. In addition of showing that age restrictions aren't effective, it's important to note our opponent keep talking about how social media can be dangerous for kids, without how age restriction would actually make this better or reduce how much kids use social media. Just saying we need restriction doesn't solve the real problem kids face online. Studies prove that kids often find ways around age limit bypassing. So those rules don't work like they're supposed to. So instead of focusing on age restriction, we should direct our effort toward controlling the content accessible to children and involving parents actively in their online activities. Research from American Academy of Pediatrics highlight that parental involvement in children online activities significantly enhance their safety and help them develop better risk management. And in additional data, a student published on cyber psychology, behavior, and social networking found that children whose parents are actively involved in their online activities are less likely to encounter harmful content. Common Sense Media report that 78% of parents believe active monitoring and engagement in their children's online activity lead to safer internet use. Moreover, we cannot overlook the sustainable benefit that social media provide to children when used responsibly. These benefits include educational opportunities, social connection, and support network. Pew Research Center found that 60% of teens use social media to discuss educational topics and collaborate on school projects. According to the Journal of Adolescent Health, positive interaction on social media can improve mental health and provide a sense of belonging. Around 81% of teens report feeling more connected to their friends through social media. And also, social media provide essential support network, especially for isolated children. The same study by the Journal of Adolescent Health showed that this network can offer critical emotion support. So, setting an age restriction is not solution to the issue we face. Instead, it eliminates all the benefit that children can gain from social media. By focusing on content control and parent involvement, we can ensure a safer and more beneficial online experiences for children. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Gederion. Now we are moving to the third speaker of the affirmative house. Mr. Ferry, your time begins when you start speaking.
Thank you. As my first and second speaker said previously, I really agree with the negative house. This is not talking about this is the best solution or the negative solution. We agree about this policy. As first and second speaker said previously, here I give a few cases which happen on our society, how social media can negatively impact children and teenagers. May 2023, the case of the death of the acting governor's daughter of the Papua Highlands, how the victim only 16 years old, and the suspect had just established a friendship through the social media. The suspect has been proven to have committed sexual violence against the victim, who is the daughter of the acting governor of Papua Highlands. On the October 2023, a primary school student in Situbondo injured his hand because of wanting to follow a trend on social media. Fortunately, his actions were quickly discovered by school authority, preventing any serious harms. March 2024, a 13-year-old child in Sambas killed his playmate over a Mobile Legends game. It's truly horrifying how a life can be lost over just a game. As we mentioned before, in the United States, aimed at preventing children from accessing harmful material from the internet, they set age limit for children using social media, such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat. Australia, just like the US, the policy also regulates the social user. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm conveying right now is just a small example of what's happening in society now. Social media can have negative impact, as in it can be happen to everyone, not to mention even with the government acting governor. There's a crisis where we need to protect our children and teenagers from the danger of social media could bring, and quick action is necessary. These restrictions are essential to safeguard children and teenagers from potential harms and risks associated with. This is not the only policy that we agree. The role of parents in growth and development of children and teenagers is indeed crucial. However, in today's era, where internet access is open and easily available to children and teenagers, it's practically impossible for parents to monitor them 24/7, especially if parents are working and cannot supervise their children. The government needs to take concrete steps to protect children and teenagers from negative effects of social media, such as bullying, explicit content, and other negative exposure that children and teenagers may not be able to filter on their own. So, saving children and teenagers means saving our nation and country. Do it now or we regret tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you for Mr. Ferry. Now we are moving to the third speaker of the negative house, to Mrs. Endang. Your time begins when you start speaking.
Thank you, moderator. Good afternoon, honorable adjudicators, ladies and gentlemen. As the third speaker of the negative team, I'm here to address the point raised by the affirmative team and reinforce our stance the age restriction on social media are not the solution. You already agree with us. The affirmative house says social media affect your development like sleep time, physical activities, and etc. In this case, parental control and parental involvement will have responsibilities to their youth. As we know, in 2023, some social media have been launched with restrictive features to protect our young generation. On Instagram and other social media, we can make restriction mode to protect our youth from inappropriate content and contexts including online harassment, cyberbullying, and racism, or many more. Another example is in iOS and Android, there was parental control to control the activities of the young user in social media, and we can use family link in Google. Also, we can use this application to the better safety protocol. Besides that, rather than make as restriction, we need to mitigate the risk that may affect our young generation. If there is no supervision and guidance from adults, so we can ensure a safer and more beneficial online experience for our children with responsibilities in using social media. We always disagree with the affirmation house because social media also also has advantages for children and teenagers. The most important being a great device for education. All the information one requires is just a click away. Students can educate themselves on various topics using social media. Moreover, live lectures are now possible because of social media. You can attend a lecture happening in Jakarta while in Singaraja like us. In addition, it strengthens bonds with your loved ones. Distance is not a barrier anymore because of social media. Like me, I can contact my child in Batam. For instance, you can easily communicate with your parents and your friends and relatives overseas. Those advantages are inherent to the reason why people use social media. The survey by the Kata data shows us that 78% of users use social media as tools to communicate with the other. And what we knew, we have digital literacy. Based on American Psychological Association scientists examine, children and teenagers social media use should be preceded by training in social media literacy to ensure that users have developed psychological info. That's from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hendra. Now we are moving to the conclusion part. The first team that delivered their conclusion or replies goes to the negative house and then replied by the affirmative house. The negative house, are you ready? Negative house, are you ready for the conclusion speak?
Okay,
Hello?
thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, we will start. Mr. Azam, this is the timer.
Okay, after all of our debate, this is our conclusion. Age restriction policy for social media account is still ineffectively to protect our children and teenagers. Children and teenagers are adept at working around age restriction. They can manipulate their age and can manipulate the threshold of age. Based on the data show a remarkable number of children underage use social media. This indicating that current policies and system doesn't work effectively. Instead, it eliminates all the benefit that our children and teenagers can gain from social media. It will be better parental involvement as role models in social media. We can ensure a better and a safer environment for our children and teenagers.
We still have more time. Is that enough?
Okay, and there's one final statement from us about digitalization. Everybody must
I'm
know
sorry,
their-
I'm sorry, but third speaker aren't
Third speaker,
allowed to
no.
give the conclusion. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lily. Mr. Azam, timer reset, please. Now we are moving to the affirmative house for the conclusion speak. Your time begins when you start speaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, and also our honorable adjudicator, we got the negative house point, but I think, and we think the negative house doesn't get the point of this motion. Ladies and gentlemen, age restriction are not about the censorship. They are about creating a safer online space for the children and the teenager. It can act as a gatekeeper to provide a safeguard for young people and ensure a healthier online environment. And it's effective from several countries like America and another country like my third speaker said before. And social media, ladies and gentlemen, social media platform can be breeding grounds for inappropriate content, including violence, hate speech, and cyberbullying. Children and teenagers are particularly susceptible to the negative influence of social media due to their ongoing cognitive and emotional development. They may lack the critical thinking skill to navigate the complexity of the online content, making them guide the misinformation, manipulation, and the worst, the exploitation. According to my speaker before, like so many cases, like the Papuan Vice government died by rape by someone stranger that she knew from the social media. So how many children will be victim on this social media? Isn't this enough for us to implementing the age restriction immediately? Our adjudicator, we understand the importance of the free access to information, but this freedom must be balanced with the need of to protect our citizen, and it's crucial to implement the age restriction, and we are incredibly proud to propose to you. Thank you.
Thank you for the affirmative house. Now the debate session is over. Thank you, everyone. Everyone did well to deliver their opinion and data. Now it's time to our adjudicator to have a break room session to discuss this debate session. And we will come back in a few minutes. Please be wait. Thank you.
Oke, Mas Kira.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lily and Mr. Hendra. Now our educator has returned to our main room. Now it's time to giving the speak. First, I will giving time to Miss Lily. Your time is speak.
Okay, this was a very interesting debate, not to mention also a funny one. Not only because Singaraja team is full of supporter, I can see that even the head of Regions 11 also presents to give her support. Good afternoon, Bu Elvanetti. So, ladies and gentlemen, both of the team actually agree on age restrictions. That's what happened this afternoon. They are only disagree about who have to do the age restrictions. The affirmative house believed that the government should hands down to this matter. But the negative side of the house said, no, you don't have the government to go through it, not only because the application have its age restrictions, but also more than the government's restrictions, the parental advice are more important. Parental assistance are more important. Not only more important, but also more effective. So that is basically what they are arguing about. The affirmative house states that it is important to have the governments set the age restrictions for two reasons. Even the first speaker said that they are going for three reasons, but I only can catch all through the debate sessions for two reasons. The first reason is to protect the children from the negative impact of the social media, and the second is to promote health, mental health. Now, what the negative house had done is doing a very good job on rebutting the side of the affirmative house. They said that, no, instead of protecting them, the fact that the social media have many useful impact for the young generations. Children nowadays can talk themselves about things, they can communicate, they can search, and so on and so forth. So the negative house have a very good performance on responding the case that brought out by the affirmative house. In the other side, the affirmative house, till the end of the debate, they have a very firm standing that it is dangerous. However, even though they're not elaborating the danger itself, and unfortunately, the third speaker of the affirmative house tend to read his arguments instead of really responding on what the opponent says. In a debate, it's not, you're not talking about your idea actually. In a debate, you are talking about responding and proving whether or not the standing of your opponent is right or wrong. That's what you have to convince to ask the judges or the adjudicator. So that is what happened. Actually, this is a very, like tight battle actually. So me and Mr. Hendra, well, we are agreed on the matters that one team doing a better homework on the debate, doing a better response on the debate, and that's why the team is picked as the winner in this session. So for the winner in this sessions will be announced by Mr. Hendra. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lily. Now for Mr. Hendra, your time to deliver the comment.
Okay, well done, both of you, for two team, affirmative house and negative house. It's a hot debate, yeah. We already seen the debate before, and this is, we hope it happened. I mean, since the clock is ticking, it's the adrenaline and the discussion and debate has become hot. That's the point actually, and we hope and it's happened to the other group also. And from that we already received that you said before, from the affirmative house you said about the children individual and about the violence and how the data support, and the negative house reply about the social media using wisely, the system how become effective or more policy is too weak, and so on and so on, reply each other. And it's good for us to learn and to listen all of this statement. And as adjudicator, we already choose who will be the winner. But again, not about who will be win, but the content that we discuss. It's built up to know everything from other side. I think we read something, we learn something, we read from other side and from the website, and we know about this data, and make us have an insight about, wow, this social media is so very brutal. I mean, in terms of how the digitalize, how the information become like a float to us, and we should make something for this. That's the point, I think. And we agree as a adjudicator, we choose a negative house as the winner for this session. In terms of how they reply, how they respond, the content, and what the affirmative house they said before, how they deliver the debate, not just the statement of the debate, but the content of the debate and the manner of the debate. We hope we can learn each other for this debate, and we have so many points that we can recap, and for us, we can bring it together, maybe in the other time for another situation. I think this is from us, from the adjudicator, and we strongly agree about our that we have chosen, and keep smiling, yeah. in the end of the world, I mean. And okay, I think that's from me, and from us as adjudicator, I give it back to moderator, Mas Kira.
Sorry, Mr. Hendra, how about the best speaker?
Oh
The
yeah,
winner
yeah.
and
Okay, sorry, I forgot. The best speaker, we agree from the negative house, the second speaker for negative house.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hendra, and congratulations to Singaraja for winning this debate session competition, and also congratulations to the team Albatross for making this debate session is fiercely powerful and making our adjudicator hard to choose. I hope today's debate gave you an amazing experience. And thank you. Thank you for everyone for joining this today's match. Thank you for our adjudicator. Thank you for team counselor and every supporter here. See you in the next round and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Congrats.
Adjudicator. Congrats, Singaraja. Good luck.
Thumbs up.
Congrats.
Go, go, go. See you next round.
Fighting Albatross.